to kind of allude back to what Terodde was saying earlier, to kind of end the show. The run that we have been on over the last, I don't know, month or so, it's been interesting. And before I get to that, he mentioned Tim Hoogland. Tim Hoogland got promoted from the Knapenschmiede to as a co-trainer for Schalke on November 4th. Now, how has Schalke done since his insertion? Now, obviously, Van Wonderen has done a lot to improve this team, and all this is the ringleader of all this. But when Tim Hoogland joined on November 4th, this is after the 0-0 game against Munster, I guess it was. Who was it? I'm going to open up here. We played 0-0. Tim Hoogland joins, and then after that, we proceed to win against Regensburg, drew against Hamburg, lost Kaiserslautern, but then we beat Paderborn and drew Dusseldorf. So the question that Terodde asks, hey, what's up, Owen? And what I'm asking is Tim Hoogland, it was a quiet signing, and, some people missed this when it happened, but, could he be, he's helped simplifying things for Van Wonderen. Van Wonderen doesn't have to do everything. He's got other guys he can rely on, like Tim Hoogland, and that's what kind of helps spearhead this transformation all of a sudden with the boys. What do you think?
Well, if he comes from, Norbert Elgert's staff, he's got to be good. But
there you go.
It's the people that missed this appointment. That was me. I'm people. But
more than
it's an interesting thought. It's difficult to speculate without being on the ground over there. But if there's noise that's starting to come out to that effect in terms of hey, he's been a really impressive presence. Either just in terms of personality or accountability tactics, whatever the situation is. There's coaching staffs for a reason. We like to in soccer. There's always narratives. And we're very much in that business to some extent, guilty of that in the podcast space as well. But there's always narratives around individual figures, right? It's the manager, but the manager has a whole, group of people around him that have responsibilities or should have responsibilities, ideally, in terms of training sessions, in terms of match preparation, in terms of all kinds of things. And so, to the extent that you can, surround a guy, especially a new guy getting parachuted in midway through the season, with somebody like Hoogland, who, former player, has been in the, from the time he was a youth player for us, wasn't he too? Didn't he come through the Knapenschmiede, or am I making that up?
I feel like he did. He definitely played for us a long time.
He's spent a lot of time in Schalke, so he knows what he's doing over there. It's I can't imagine it's a bad thing,
Yeah. Terodde says, some say Tim Hoogland is a shadow coach, but I think Kees has also improved in his speeches to his teams are in English now. So he's gone away from that German, I guess. He's like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just talk English. We're going to do well. Maybe that's the key, right? Which also makes it easier to come across. That could be, it's all about communication. And, eventually he's like, you know what? We should speak German here, but important speeches are going to be in English. Sorry, guys. So, and they're obviously used to English with Gerard. So, yeah, that's funny. Maybe that's the whole key there.